amongst these lawmakers. It's affecting everyone around the country, and we're all worried not only about we don't want to wait in line for 4 hours at the airport, but more than that, we want to be safe and secure. We want our children to be safe and secure. Absolutely. And that's the most important thing. Thank you so much. All right, still ahead. President Trump turning his attention to Cuba as one of its top allies cuts ties with the island.
It's a good day to make the neighbors jealous. Our best lineup is here. Lowe's.
Many probiotics don't survive digestion. That means whatever you're taking for your gut probably isn't getting where it needs to go. Seed's DSO1 Daily Symbiotic is the complete probiotic and prebiotic engineered to survive, bringing live bacteria all the way down to the core, increasing healthy bacteria in the gut by over 400% to support healthy regularity, reduce bloating, and daily digestive health. Get bloating under control in just 1 week. Start DSO1 today at seed.com.
Owning land isn't for everyone, but you're not everyone. Sure, you have a place to settle down, but that doesn't mean you're the type to settle. Meet the legendary 1100 and 2100 series. Engineered to be tougher and smarter than...
Yeah, of course I'm alone. What the fuck? Of course I'm alone. What the fuck else? Who's here? I got my cats. That's a good question. No, it's just, yeah, I'm hanging out with all my friends. I just woke up. Whatever. It's fucking, what time is it? 6:30. Anyways, yeah, look at you. You're number one. You got the crown. What the fuck? Who the fuck else is here?
Get 50% off your first box. Available only at thefarmersdog.com.
Yeah, I just woke up.
We're looking for a house closer to everything.
Nah, fuck it. I'm gonna probably go back to sleep, by the way. I don't know why I'm up. I don't even know why I'm up. It's stupid. Tell me why I'm up. I'm not turning my lights on, by the way. It costs me money. Turn my lights on, costs me money.
Washington needs to help AI.
It's gonna cost me electric. Yeah. I just want to know what people think. You know, whose fault? I was just watching the news, doing that bitching about, the TSA.
We're here with answers. Only your ancestors can provide.
Anyways, yeah, I wonder whose fault that is. Yeah, it's Republicans, really. Why is it Republicans' fault? Anybody, somebody said Republicans. Tell me why. Why do you think that? Why? Because the Republicans don't want to fund illegal aliens? Yeah, I mean, that's pretty fucking much what it is. I'm going to shut this off for a second. Please tell me why you think it's Republicans. Somebody said, yeah, nobody's going to say nothing. Why? Can you explain to me why you think it's Republicans' fault? The Republicans, oh no! Yeah, really? Yeah, didn't think so. Didn't think anybody can explain that to me. I'd love to know why you think that. I'd love to know. Don't think you can explain that to me, but you got it. It's all Republicans. Yeah. Why is it Republicans' fault? Somebody please explain it to me. Why? Because they don't want to fund illegal aliens coming into the country anymore. They want to shut down police. They want to shut down ICE. I don't think the Republicans are doing that. As a matter of fact, ICE is funded till 2029, I think it is. Mm. Oh, is that why? Oh, I'm impressed. Well, why don't you explain it to me then? Oh, everybody. Well, as far as I know, the only people that are voting against opening the government are the Democrats. All the Democrats voted against opening the government. Every one of them. Not one of the Democrats voted for opening up the government again. They've shut down TSA. They've shut down. Do you know what TSA is? Do you even know what that stands for? Do you? Nice. Oh, no, nice. They're already funded. They're out there doing their job. What's up, man? What's up? Anyways, ICE is doing it. Oh, yeah, we got some. Well, I got some warm weather out there. Fucking not here. Jesus. It's cold here.
For round 2 of the global threats. After testifying yesterday before the Senate.
Why aren't they?
A recent attempt to attack.
Why aren't they opening up the government?
Had familial ties to Hezbollah.
Why aren't they funding
completely
TSA?
concur with your remarks about the threat of ISIS, Al-Qaeda, and other Islamist terrorist groups around the world, and the threat that they pose to U.S. interests.
You're right to be concerned about Iran's development of longer-range
It's just
ballistic
stupid.
missiles. If
I'm not even talking about it.
yes, Senator, they would have the
I
ability
used to truck.
range missiles
Not anymore.
to the continental U.S. They have
I drove a truck for a
transfer
while.
their
It was not fun.
capabilities in terms of personal recruitment to
sucked.
online recruitments, which makes any terrorist organization, including ISIS, all the more powerful.
So joining us now is House Intelligence Committee Chair, Congressman Rick Crawford. Chairman, thanks for joining us. You watched yesterday, I'm sure, seeing some highlights.
Okay.
Are you going to...
America is a continent, not a country. Really? What are we then? We're a continent. Really?
Second, you get to sort of, as you suggested, build on the themes from yesterday. But I want to point one thing out. I think
What a
that all of those
dumbass
principles
comment.
alluded to, didn't say
That's what I
directly,
get.
but when we're talking about
This is what I
their
have to
ability to
do.
target the homeland in various ways, whether that be through
Yeah,
ballistic
Chelsea
missiles or whether it
Barb
be
was
through
on last
cyber,
night.
what the common theme there is now the United
Jesus
States has become
Christ.
contested space. We've never had that.
Fuck
We had
me.
always felt like we were secure and
I
insulated
ain't
from
turn
these
on
types
my
of
lights. I have to
activities
pay
on
for
our homeland.
electricity.
And now that's just not the case. And that's why it's so
Need
important
my
to
light.
take heed
It
of what these
costs me
intelligence
money.
officials are saying. And also, don't forget that we're in
I ain't
the middle of
getting
a
no
government
money
shutdown
here,
with
so.
DHS. And this is not the time to be playing games. We're
GHS.
funding. Our
There you
intelligence community is repeating that message. We've got to redouble our efforts, and we can't play politics with funding for DHS.
Yeah, but you shut down
For 3.5
DHS,
weeks and nothing seems to get
which,
done.
you know, includes FEMA,
let alone the people making
Social
$40,000
Security, or not
so
Social
let's talk
Security.
about drones. There was a report today
No,
that
people are
drones were
still
spotted
using
over a
that
military
shit.
base, and Marco Rubio and
Is,
the secretaries are staying. Things like that. You can have a
whatever.
beat-up ship off our coast in international waters. We could send a one-way attack drone. We heard about California. Now we could see D.C. being the target. Anywhere on the coast.
Right. I think one of the biggest challenges we have as it applies to counterintelligence and securing the homeland is a failure of imagination. What
You guys are
happened
geniuses.
on 9/11? Who would have ever imagined that some crazy people would fly planes into buildings and into the Pentagon and so on? Who would ever think that someone would park, as you said, some broken down ship off the coast and launch a swarm of one-way attack drones? But it could happen. We need to start thinking about that. Those things can happen, and they might if we're not diligent about our counterintelligence posture here at home and making sure we support intelligence efforts overseas.
So here's a statement I'll read. I'll have you build on this. While Al-Qaeda from our intelligence community, while Al-Qaeda and ISIS maintain the intent to launch operations targeting the U.S., the most likely attack scenario in the homeland involves U.S.-based lone offenders. You know, we see the guy that shot up one for the for the National Guard, excuse me, for the ROTC. We had him on our radar. We find out about the guy from Senegal. He had an arrest record, and he ends up shooting up a bar over.
This guy nails it. Kamala for president.
Himself in trouble. We hear that we have these people on the radar,
Might as well
but we
be.
don't really know about them until after they attack. Did the FBI need additional permission to act
we wouldn't be
proactively?
talking about this if Kamala
I'm
was
not sure they need
president.
additional
We'd already be
permission. I
going
think what we
seeing
need to
bones.
understand is, counterintelligence and law enforcement are not one and the same.
New York,
And so you have to
Florida,
adopt to what as a former bomb tech, I use this analogy all the time. We have to adopt a left of boom posture. That is to say, threat mitigation before something happens, because after the fact, what you're dealing with then is consequence management. And so you can take someone to jail after the fact, but we didn't prevent the act. And so we need to make sure that we're properly staffed and postured for counterintelligence threats across the enterprise. It can't just be about one agency being tasked with this huge array of threats that exist to the homeland. We have to spread that out across the enterprise so that we have a more robust counterintelligence posture.
And we got to make sure other intelligence agencies from other countries, when we have an American go overseas and go to those dicey areas, they have to tell our FBI what's going on. So when they come back, we stay on top of them, like the Boston bombers, for example.
That's bomb,
2 weeks ago. Thanks so much, Chairman. Look forward to your committee meeting today. Still ahead, the University of Alabama student goes missing during a spring break trip to Spain. We talked to one of his frat brothers next.
I don't want to talk to you people. My cat doesn't want to talk to you people.
There are many ways to deliver a shipment. I know Canadian freight lines deliver them this way.
Morons.
This way uses technology and goes the extra mile to do things the right way. Delivering product.
Hey, come here, you. Where you going? Come here. Calico, come here. Get over here, baby. You can come. Come on. Come over here. You can come lay down. Come on. Come lay down with me. She usually lays with me in the morning. Hey, what are you doing? I know. How are you? What are you doing, pretty girl? You're the beautiful girl. You're so cute. I know. She's smarter than most people I know. Christ. Boom, 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 jellyfish. Whatever. God. You people are sick. That's all I know. Man, my heat just kicked on. Jesus Christ, it's fucking cold here. You know that. My heater is working overtime. My furnace is kicking on all day long. Oh, Jesus. It's only going to be like 30s today. Fuck that shit. I'm sick of this crap. I don't want to warm up. I like that. That's funny. Anyway, who cares? Come here, baby. What you doing? Come on. Get up here. There you are. What are you doing? Hi. Hi. What you doing, you? No. I know. What you doing? Yeah, you can lay down. Come on. There you go. Look. Okay, that's all set up for you. You're very set up. Right, she wants to lay down. It's a baby. She wants to lay down. Hi. Hey, you. What are you doing? You want to talk? No, you don't want to talk. I'm always talkative. Why aren't you talking today? No, you just want to lay down. Yeah, okay. There you go. Oh, you're just going to lay down. Okay, she laid down. She's laying on the bed. She's done. She's like, I'm on the blanket. I'm on the blanket, Dad. Hi, baby girl. I gotta pet her. If I don't pet her, she's not gonna stay. So I'm petting her. What are you doing? Oh, I can feel you, Brian. I know. Yeah, you're happy. What are you doing? What are you doing? I know. You're so cute. You're a cutie pie. This is my cutie pie. It's my little baby girl. Look at the fucking goddamn fucking. They think it's Republicans that stopped it. They're the ones. They all voted to open the government. Every Democrat voted no. But Republicans, every Republican except for maybe 2 voted yes. And it's the Republicans' fault. Oh no! Because what? They don't want to give illegal aliens money. They don't. What do they do? What? Yeah. This is how stupid people are. You guys prove how stupid you are. The Republicans did it. Oh, no. No, it was actually Democrats. How many of them voted? Every single Democrat voted no to open the government. Apparently, you don't know that, or you don't understand it. And you're saying, oh, why? And can somebody tell me why the Democrats didn't vote for it? Can anybody tell me why? Please fill me in. I'd love to know. Can you tell me why that the Republicans did it? They voted all yes. Every one of them. The only ones that did not vote no are Democrats. The only ones that voted no are Democrats. Everyone else was Republicans that voted yes. Keep the government open. They shut it down. You fucking morons. Boy, you really are that dumb, are you? You really are that dumb. Jesus, look at them. Look at them. Where'd you go? What are you doing? Hey. Hi, baby. You're really that stupid, aren't you? It was all fucking goddamn Democrats.
Low key until this moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, nothing out of the ordinary. I want to clarify that I was not with Jimmy tonight, that he went missing. But there was nothing out of the ordinary either internally or externally.
People,
so Kevin,
you just don't even know it. They don't even know it. They don't even know it. They don't even know that it's the Democrats that voted no to open the fucking government. They're keeping the government closed. TSA, DHS, we can go on and on. Yes, freaking Secret Service. Yeah, that was all Democrats that voted against reopening this. Well, they're getting paid, and these people aren't. Why do you think all these people are quitting the TSA? Why do you think there's 5-hour lines to go to an airport? Yeah, they're all.
We heard that his phone. Okay.
They're not taking legals. That's lies. You're listening to bullshit. That's propaganda and lies. They don't take legals.
That's when y'all end up discovering.
Yeah, they do not. I've seen plenty of videos of them telling people leave them alone. You know, what's happening is people are impeding them from taking rapists and murderers and killers and people, and there are Democrats, protesters standing out in the streets, stopping ICE from doing their jobs. And and then the only reason they take legals, they're not deporting legals. They're taking them to jail where they belong for stopping them.
Kevin, can you tell us about Jimmy? What is your
what proof do I have? Lots of fucking. You want to see it? I got plenty of videos.
that we're not going to give up.
Mexico. What is this?
Tell us about your brother.
The fuck out
Jimmy's
of
a great
here.
guy.
You're a loser.
He serves as a mentor chapter to a lot of the younger guys. He is currently our chaplain, so he guides a lot of our brothers on their journey and their faith.
See you later.
We're heartbroken, but
Peace
we're keeping
out.
our heads held high and remain hopeful.
Go fuck yourself, loser.
Kevin, we're praying
See
for you,
how
praying
that
for his
works.
family and all the rest of the brothers.
That's not what ICE is doing.
If anyone
They're
has
doing their
any
job.
information, we're going to put this tip line up on the
Where
screen
were
for
you when it was happening under
505
Biden? And
3886.
it didn't happen under Biden. It happened under Obama.
Thanks so much for joining us.
He served for 2 years. He removed so many fucking
We'll
people.
be right back.
Yeah. Who's mad? Well, he is obviously.
Your company started in
He just fucking blew up my page.
That's your logo right there in marble. That's big. To grow your business from big to bigger,
Exactly.
advisor built for the middle market. Our data shows that this deal works.
Who's mad over it?
Very interesting.
Apparently he was.
Advisory, insurance,
Yeah.
and more.
He's still, you live in Mexico.
Asking the right question.
I have many friends that are Mexican. Many friends. Grew up in a town where I lived next to, we call it Little Mexico. A lot of Mexican people. Hey, you.
Now, there's Sky Vision.
Look at this shit. There's actually a house across the street. Literally across the street. Right from my house across the street next to me. There are a bunch of illegal aliens there. We didn't give a shit. That's what it was. But they weren't rapists and murderers and fucking terrorists. Apparently you guys don't care about that. Drug dealers, terrorists, whatever, rapists, murderers. That's okay with you, right? You protect them now. You protect them now. Yeah, as long as they're rapists and murderers and terrorists, you protect them. Yeah, well, where were you when Obama was doing it? He deported more people than Trump did. Where were you then? Where were you? Where were you when Obama was dropping bombs on Libya and Uzbekistan and the other 4 countries he dropped bombs on? Where were you? You didn't say a fucking word then, did you? Nope, but here you are.
Call or visit EmpireToday.com.
Where were you? You want me to go through them? I'll look them up right now. I don't think you were anywhere. That's right, you weren't anywhere because you didn't give a shit. It's only because it's Trump now.
Yesterday, we posted a job with ZipRecruiter and had our guy on site in 5 days. He was qualified.
Yeah.
ZipRecruiter finds the best candidates for all our jobs. They help us build our dream team.
I love ice cream. Well, you got some ice cream? Yeah, I'm on. Nah. Sorry. Ain't gay. Good, thank you. I'll take a compliment. Too bad you're not a chick, a mod. If you were a chick, I might be like, you're gonna meet you. Nah, you're a chick. No. And I ain't gay. But where were you people? Where were you when all this shit was going down? For the last fucking 8 years, 9 years, 12 years.
This is a great place to work. With great people and great American brains.
Grocery stores, convenience stores, restaurants, they all depend on us.
We deliver great paying jobs.
We deliver beverages people love.
Starting to get light up. Look at the sun's coming up. Kind of getting tired.
Thank you both for coming.
Kind of getting tired.
I'm a
Oh,
bit worried
geez,
about
my
that,
knees
Junior.
just cracked.
I
That's a
know
good
how
sign.
important Liberty Mutual is to your family.
My knee just cracked.
Insurance to safety
That's a good sign.
Right. Well, Doug Junior keeps writing this.
Yeah. No shit. Where was everybody else? Apparently not. They weren't on planet Earth. They're in a fucking goddamn propaganda world. Fucking bullshit. Listen to the bullshit. Yeah, propaganda world. You were on Earth. Good for you. So you know what I'm talking about.
In just an hour, the Pentagon is going to give us an update on Operation Epic Fury. We'll bring
Wow.
you that live. And happening today, the White House President Trump will host the Japanese Prime Minister. It's going to be interesting. Can you get Japan to help secure the Strait of Hormuz?
Call Luigi. Luigi will save you. Call his brother. Luigi will take over.
Just a few moments ago.
Hey, baby girl. I can't fucking.
We're waiting for him to come to us too.
Call Luigi.
Fox and Friends starts right now.
All right, and let's now the
Epic Fury.
news conference to bring us up to date on the latest on Operation Epic Fury. CENTCOM is releasing new video from the mission.
I want to see this.
It comes as Iran retaliates after Israeli forces struck an Iranian gas field near Qatar.
Yeah, they drop some bombs. Say a couple of bombs. And you know what happens when they drop bombs?
Yeah, hey guys, good morning.
They see where the bombs go.
Front overnight after Israeli forces struck the South Pars gas field in southern Iran. This was a strike that, according to Israeli officials, was coordinated with the United States. But you can see here the aftermath of those strikes. Black smoke rising from the horizon there near the Strait of Hormuz. In response, the Iranians launched ballistic missiles toward the Ras Laffan facility in Qatar. This is the world's largest producer of liquefied natural gas. And Qatar
they're blowing up their gas
about
stations.
9 hours ago, saying the civil defense has fully contained 2 out of the 3 fires in the Ras Laffan industrial area, with no injuries reported. Cooling and securing operations at the sites are ongoing, while the explosives group of the Internal Security Force is carrying out its task in handling any hazardous elements. Now, President Trump overnight took to Truth Social to say, in part, quote, Israel, out of anger for what has taken place in the Middle East, has violently lashed out at a major facility known as South Pars gas field in Iran. And so, again, a little bit of disconnect between the Americans and the Israelis as to what led to these initial strikes that caused the Iranian retaliation against energy infrastructure. The Iranians are still launching attacks against Gulf countries and U.S. ally Israel. You can see overnight there were a number of cluster munitions fired toward this country. 7 separate barrages since midnight triggered area sites across Israel. In the West Bank, 3 Palestinian women were killed. They were in a salon at the time when part of an Iranian ballistic missile slammed into this area. Another person was killed in central Israel. We know a foreign worker. Now, a spokesperson for the Israeli military, General Epi Defrin, spoke about the ongoing efforts to shoot down this incoming fire.
This is proven. Unfortunately, the defense is not airtight. We use our systems to intercept these missiles. These cluster missiles are a war crime if this terrorist regime targets them at population centers. There is no difference from a regular missile except for its dispersion.
We do know that as the Israelis are coming under more fire, some of these missiles are actually being intercepted over the city of Jerusalem. Shrapnel rained down earlier this week near to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Israeli police say they have closed all of the holy sites in Jerusalem as this war continues, and over concern that the ballistic missile fire will continue to target the population here. Guys?
Trey, can you tell us why the Israelis, I mean, every target, there's a purpose behind that. So what is their stated purpose for targeting those facilities, those gas facilities?
Because they have missile launchers.
The short answer is we can't really get into the mindset of the Israelis or the Americans when it comes to specific targets that are hit when it relates to energy infrastructure. And throughout the day, you're going to hear a lot of back and forth between American and Israeli officials as to who ordered this strike and who was actually looped in. What we do know is that the South Pars gas field accounts for 10% of the world's natural gas reserve. And this is significant because when a gas field is struck, there is a ripple effect across the global energy economy. And when we look at this particular gas field, it is actually connected. It's shared. It's split in half. Qatar runs half of it, and the Iranians run the other half. And that was why you heard yesterday Qatari officials speaking out over concern about a rapid escalation ladder across the region, because the Iranians are now not just responding against Qatar's energy infrastructure, but they're also targeting Kuwait. They're targeting the UAE and Bahrain. And the concern for these Gulf countries is that if they come under more attack, they will have to keep some of these facilities closed, and it will affect global energy prices. Now, we should note this is also connected to the Strait of Hormuz and concern that the Iranians will continue to try and fire on vessels there. There are a variety of options for the Trump administration to secure the strait, but this is, again, escalating in the region because the Iranians are so unpredictable in what they're willing to target. We also heard Gulf countries today meeting and saying the Iranians must stop their fire, and they're actually considering offensive action against the Iranian regime.
All right, so Trey, when we woke up this morning and we're learning about the South Pars gas field, we did our research and we're really diving into why this is so significant for the rest of the world. So Israel strikes the South Par gas field, and that's located in Iran, but they also share a part of that with Qatar. So then Iran fights back and they attack this major energy facility, or several of them, in the Gulf neighboring states. It caused higher gas prices. It caused President Trump to write this on Truth Social. No more attacks will be made by Israel pertaining to this extremely important and valuable South Pars field unless Iran unwisely decides to attack a very innocent, in this case, Qatar, in which instance the United States of America, with or without the help or consent of Israel, will massively blow up the entirety of the South Pars gas field at an amount of strength and power that Iran has never seen or witnessed before. We're learning also this is the world's largest natural gas reserve, Iran's biggest source of domestic energy supply, Trey, which means that's how they heat their homes. That's where they get their electricity. And the entire gas field contains an estimated 1,800 trillion cubic feet of usable gas, which is enough to supply the world's needs for 13 years. So if we came to a point where we had to blow up this entire thing, what would that mean for the rest of the world?
It would mean decades of efforts to try and recover this gas field to use it again. We're looking again at a very serious escalation ladder in the Middle East, and we have to view the battlefield as it is. The reality is the United States and Israel are decimating the Iranian regime. They've taken out much of its navy. They are going after these ballistic missile launching positions. They have systematically killed off Iranian leaders. But Iran still poses a threat to the Middle East. It still poses a threat to Gulf countries. And they still have missiles, drones, cruise missiles, and mines in their arsenal that can be used. And again, we've talked with Israeli officials who say they expect this to continue for at least a few more weeks, if not more. And so there are very serious decisions that will have to be made by President Trump, the U.S. administration, and the Israelis as to what types of targets they are going to hit and what the effect of those targetings will be on the entire world, the energy economy, and the reality for the Iranians, which is that they are a country that we know is incredibly unpredictable. They are willing oftentimes to fire on residential and civilian areas. They are willing to target energy infrastructure in the Gulf. And really nothing is off limits for the Iranian regime. And so that is the enemy that the United States is facing at this moment, an unpredictable enemy that, again, is willing to create chaos in the region.
All right, Trey, thanks so much. Attacking energy, there's an upside and a downside. Appreciate it. Meanwhile, Iran is declaring the Strait of Hormuz closed to the U.S., Israel, and their allies as energy tensions in the Middle East escalate.
Benjamin Hall is live in London with the latest for us. Benjamin?
Yeah, this is the thing.
Realizing that its greatest weapon really is oil prices and its ability to control the Straits of Hormuz. Its missiles, its defenses are all but shot to the ground, but this is a place it can still control some power. And we have seen them effectively shut down the Straits of Hormuz while allowing some allied ships, a small amount, but some allied ships to pass through to their allies like China, India, Pakistan, while continuing to shoot at other sort of US allied ships as well. So we're seeing an interesting turn in the war at the moment. It's becoming more about oil prices and Iran's ability to control those. Now, what we figure at the moment, the figures are about 90 ships so far have passed through the Strait since the beginning of the war. About 21 of those have been oil tankers. before the 20 ships so far been attacked inside the area, and some who are going through have changed their transponders to say we are China bound. They feel that is a safe way of passing. Many of the other vehicles that are allowed to pass through are so-called dark transits. They're the ones that are trying to evade Western government sanctions. Again, heading to China, India, Pakistan, and those governments say they are now talking to the Iranians to try and negotiate that more of their ships might be able to pass through. Secretary Bessent said just earlier this week that allowing some ships, even if they're going to these countries, was a way of sort of helping oil prices around the world.
We are seeing more and more the fuel.
Why do you think the Dow and everything went down? Yeah. What I am, I'm smart. I know what's gonna happen next. Like you. You won't know. Kaboom. 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 Yeah, seen it. Been there.
The British military has sent military planners to Tampa to discuss how they might help reopen the strait. So, look, as we start to look ahead, other countries might come finally to the US's support. But it's interesting to see, you were talking about it earlier, the attacks on Qatar's natural gas. This is moving away from a war in which Iran controls how the oil and gas can get out to attacking the actual facilities themselves. That is a whole other level. And I think many people are concerned when they've seen Iranian military do that.
Right. It's their death rattle as they've lost a third of their leadership and their army seems to have disappeared. Thanks so much. I also think it's interesting that our Marines are coming to town, and one of the things they might be doing is grabbing an island, not just the Karg Island, there's the Kishim Island, and there's the Kish Island, all the train fast boats, drones, as well as oil infrastructure. They start grabbing one of these islands, and you basically hold them hostage. You grab Karg Island, you grab the others, and you say, hey, this is ours until that strait's open. One attack on a barge, and we take them. So this is a little of the tactics rather than the raw strength.
Does that mean boots on the ground?
Well, it would be boots on the ground, because they'll get around having boots on the ground. But the thing is, if you can open up the strait by having a presence on an island and hold 90% of their oil infrastructure with an economy that's already fallen apart. They can't provide water. Their currency is worthless. That was before the fight. Can you imagine what it's like now? And I'm not really sure why we're letting Iran's oil get through to China. I know it maybe shows that the world market is working, but why are we letting Iran service China?
Especially when they're not helping us, wanting to help us out as the president requested to open up the strait.
Right. It sounds like Scott Bessent's just saying just so the world can be supplied.
Meanwhile, DHS back home with all of this going on internationally still shut down, and it's really impacting not just our national security, honestly, but our travel.
Oh my goodness. I mean, we're all facing spring break. For us that have little kids and our children are out, many people are taking a week off, they're taking 2 weeks off, whatever your school provides. And they're traveling, and it's just everyone works so hard. They're excited about going away just for a week to take a breather. Yeah, and then you get to the airport and you have to wait 3 or 4 hours. Now, I have talked to a lot of people who have traveled recently. In fact,
I talked to my buddy about this. I said, let's go to Florida. We'll go to Orlando, take a flight. We'll fly down. And he said, what are you, out of your mind? Yeah, well, we're old guys, so.
in about 45 minutes in line, so it wasn't a big deal. She got there 2 hours in advance. And she made a flight. So I think it's a medley of things. I think it's their TSA's not getting funded, so people aren't showing up at airports all around the country, some worse than others, and that is a trickle effect affecting every airport because then it takes longer. The pilots are not able to take off, and so those hours are they can only have so many hours that they can fly. They have to take a break. Exactly, and then also all this weather. We've had all the icy conditions around the lakes, the Great Lakes, and then we've had the tornado. I think it's just a myriad of things affecting all of our airports.
So the whole negotiation is about masks. It's about warrants required, body cams, and ice restrictions. And a couple of weeks to training if that's what you want. Warrants, judicial warrants, that's a non-starter. Body cams is already done. No masks is not going to work. But Brian Fitzpatrick and Tom Suozzi are just trying to unjam things, and they say, what about a bipartisan, consolidation and cooperation?
Would you want to be an ICE agent with no mask? Fuck off.
Believe me.
Where were you when COVID was it? Were you wearing a mask? I didn't wear a mask. No.
They prefer not to wear a mask. And the reason why state cops and regular cops don't wear masks, they're not being doxxed, and their families are not being threatened. They'll take off the mask when they're ready. But while you sit there with your suit and your paychecks, getting, going back and forth, and you're not worried about being doxxed, you're not worried about being attacked, but these guys have to be worried. So the mask got to stay on. You've gotten 5 things. No more Christy Nome, no more Greg Provino. Tom Homan is now taking charge. No more roving patrols. You got names or IDs on the shirt.
What do we have now? We have numbers, not names, right?
5 things, yeah. So five or six things. What are Democrats looking for? You're not going to get those other 2 items. Forget it.
Well, Ainsley, you had Jane Johnson on earlier, the former DHS secretary under Obama. This is what he had to say.
Shut down.
Let's not forget that we are now in a heightened threat environment because of the war against Iran. So if there was ever a time that we needed to fund the Department of Homeland Security, it's right now. They've gone to war against a state sponsor of terrorism.
Yes.
That includes a heightened threat environment here in the homeland. I don't need to read classified intelligence reports to know that that is almost certainly the case. And if I were secretary right now, I would be as transparent as possible with the American people about what the threat environment is, what their government is doing about it, and what the public can do. There is a role for the public in a heightened threat environment. If you see something, say something, does work. It has made a difference in the past. It can make a difference in the future.
I don't know if it's because everyone is so busy today, but I don't feel like Democrats are really feeling the pressure. I don't think people are upset enough with changing. They're not caving at all. They're just saying no.
Well, there has been talk that lawmakers should pass a bill that says if you want to keep shutting down the government, that's your business. Do whatever you have to do. We don't like it, but don't take away our paychecks. So put something in there where no matter if you do this, then our government, our people are still getting paid. Because you have Democrats and Republicans who can't get their act together and are fighting in Washington, but it's affecting everybody. It's affecting people. That's right. And it's affecting people who are making $40,000. They're having to quit and go be Uber drivers or whatever they can get quickly.
We'll see if they have a shutdown. Part of the reason they have a shutdown is denying people funding. So if you're paying them, you're not denying them funding. The question is, why don't you deny yourself funding? Now, some of you are independent millionaires already. But many others need that salary on a daily basis. You haven't had a raise. Congress hasn't had a raise in 15 years. So if you know you're shut down, any part of the government, then no lawmakers lawmakers get paid. I sense there'd be more of an urgency.
That's why the insider trade.
Alabama student who vanished on a spring break trip to Spain.
The 20-year-old's family now begging the public for help in the search in Barcelona.
Chanley Painter is here with the details. Good morning, Chanley.
Hey, good morning. We're learning that police reportedly suspect foul play in James Gracie's disappearance. That's according to a CBS affiliate citing local Spanish media. Now, we know the 20-year-old's father is now in the country working with the authorities. James's family confirming that police do have James's cell phone, which the family says was found when police happened to arrest the guy who stole it. Though a law enforcement source in Barcelona declined to discuss the suspect arrested in possession with James's phone, but confirmed to Fox News Digital that investigators are now looking through its recent location history in an attempt to locate James. This comes as the University of Alabama student's family is now speaking out, saying in a statement, quote, "Our family is deeply concerned about James Jimmy Gracie. Jimmy is a kind, responsible, and devoted son and brother. It is completely out of character for him not to check in with family and friends. We ask that you keep Jimmy in our thoughts and your thoughts as we continue to do everything we can to bring him home safely." James's family says he was last seen in the early morning hours of March 17th at the Shoko nightclub where he was visiting friends in Barcelona during spring break. This is a photo of him that night. James's fraternity brother joined us earlier, giving us insight about what happened that night his friend vanished. Watch.
That wasn't necessarily a, hey, we're leaving and you're staying behind. It was just they got separated at some point during the night, and that was the last we saw of Jimmy. I don't know when the guys that were with him first notice. I'm sure as soon as they got back to the Airbnb, I tell him to keep fighting, that we're not going to give up. We're going to keep looking for him, and we're waiting for him to come to us safe.
Now, James's family is asking anyone with information to call the tip line on your screen. That is 224-505-3886. And hopefully you can return home safely, guys.
Thanks, Shanley.
It's hard enough to go through this, I'm sure, in America. But imagine if the laws are different. You're having to, who do you call? Who do you contact in another country?
We were interviewing his friend earlier, and he said that he is the fraternity's chaplain. Like, he's a high moral guy, and none of them expected that.
I had a good time in Mexico. I had fun there, and I had a good time. Yeah, we could do that. I could live with you. Send me your info. Yeah. I go live with you anytime. Yeah, I go live with anybody. I can go live now with anybody. I just have to have a link, and then, we could go live. Yeah, we could do it. Yeah, I got it right now. You want to go? I don't know. Send me your link. Put it up there. Boom. Send it to me. And give me a link, and then I'll go live with you. And we can do it. That'll be fun. Actually, I've been waiting to do that. I don't know how it works. I know that I have it on my badge. Let me get rid of this idiot first. Oh, bye. See ya. Oh, no. Yeah, he's gone. Anyways, yeah, you gotta, this fuck guy. He's, no, I'm not inviting him. He's done. Fuck him. Pussy. Like I said, put your link up. What's your link? Let me see, how do I do this? I don't know. I could tell you right now how to do it. I have to restart the video, but, yeah, anytime. Anytime you want to go live, I'd be here with you.